Most people who contribute to an IRA are contributing to the wrong one. Not because they made a bad choice, but because they never actually compared them. They signed up for whatever their financial advisor suggested, or clicked whatever was recommended on their brokerage's sign-up page, and have been adding money ever since without questioning it. And that one decision, Roth or traditional, can be worth tens of thousands of dollars over your working life. Today I'll break down exactly how both accounts work, what the tax difference means in real dollars, and give you a clear way to pick the right one for your situation. This isn't complicated. It comes down to one question about your future, which I'll give you a simple framework to answer. Let's start with the foundation. IRA stands for Individual Retirement Account. It's a personal investment account with tax advantages built specifically for retirement savings. You open it yourself, it's not attached to an employer, and you choose what to invest inside it. That flexibility is the whole point. In 2026, you can contribute up to $7,000 per year if you're under 50, or $8,000 if you're 50 or older. Both the traditional and Roth versions share that same annual limit. The money inside can be invested in stocks, index funds, bonds, ETFs, whatever your brokerage offers. Here's the key thing both accounts have in common: your investments grow without being taxed year by year. No capital gains tax on dividends, no tax on gains as long as the money stays in the account. That compounding without annual tax drag is what makes IRAs powerful compared to a regular taxable brokerage. The difference between the two types comes down entirely to the timing of the tax. With a traditional IRA, you contribute pre-tax or deductible dollars. You put $7,000 in, you potentially deduct $7,000 from your taxable income for that year, and you lower your current tax bill right now. The money then grows tax-deferred, dividends reinvest, gains accumulate, and none of it is taxed until you withdraw. When you retire and start taking money out, every dollar you take out is taxed as ordinary income at whatever your federal and state tax rate is at that time. The math on the upfront deduction is real. If you're in the 22% federal bracket and you contribute $7,000, that deduction is worth about $1,540 off your tax bill this year. That's immediate, guaranteed money. But that same math applies to withdrawals. Every dollar you take out in retirement gets taxed at your rate then, including the decades of gains. The word potentially matters. Whether your traditional IRA contribution is actually deductible depends on two things: your income level, and whether you or your spouse have access to a workplace retirement plan like a 401k. If your employer offers a 401k and your income is above certain thresholds, you can still contribute to a traditional IRA, but you lose the tax deduction. It becomes a non-deductible IRA. You still get tax-deferred growth, but there's no upfront tax benefit, which significantly changes the math. One more important detail: traditional IRAs have required minimum distributions starting at age 73. The IRS mandates that you begin withdrawing money and paying income taxes on those withdrawals, on a fixed schedule, whether you need the money or not. This removes flexibility in retirement that the Roth preserves. A Roth IRA works in reverse. You contribute after-tax money, no deduction today, because you've already paid taxes on that income. But inside the account, everything grows completely tax-free. And when you take qualified withdrawals in retirement, meaning you're over 59 and a half and the account has been open at least 5 years, you pay zero taxes. Not on your original contributions, and not on decades of gains. That tax-free growth is where the Roth's power concentrates. You put in $7,000 at 25. By 60, that $7,000 might have grown to $60,000 or $70,000. With a Roth, you withdraw all of it tax-free. With a traditional, you owe income tax on the entire amount. The longer the compounding runs, the bigger that gap becomes. Roth IRAs have no required minimum distributions, giving you more flexibility in retirement. You can let the money keep growing, withdraw strategically, or leave it as a tax-free inheritance. There is an income limit for direct Roth contributions. In 2026, the phase-out for single filers starts at around $151,000, and for married filing jointly at around $236,000. Above those thresholds, the allowed contribution shrinks and eventually hits zero. High earners have a legal workaround called the Backdoor Roth, which I'll cover in a moment. This is the decision that actually matters. Both accounts protect your investments from annual taxes. The only question is whether you pay taxes on the seed or on the harvest. Traditional, pay no taxes on what goes in today, pay taxes on everything that comes out in retirement. Roth, pay taxes on what goes in today, pay nothing on anything that comes out. Which is better depends on one thing, whether your tax rate will be higher now or in retirement. If your rate goes up over your career, the typical pattern for someone in their 20s building toward peak earning years, then Roth wins. You lock in today's lower rate on money that will compound for decades. If your rate is higher now than it will be in retirement, traditional wins. You defer the tax hit to a cheaper future rate. Let me put real numbers on this. Say you're 26, in the 22% federal bracket, contributing $7,000. With a traditional IRA, you get a $1,540 tax deduction this year. But if that $7,000 grows to $62,000 over 35 years, and you're in the 24% bracket in retirement, you'll owe $14,800 in taxes on that withdrawal. Net tax cost, $14,800. With a Roth, you skip the $1,500 deduction up front. But you pay zero taxes on the $62,000 withdrawal. Net tax cost, zero. The Roth wins by more than $13,000, just from 1 year's contribution, purely because of tax-free growth on the gains. The traditional IRA wins in specific situations. First, if you're at or near peak income, you're in the 32 or 37% bracket, and you genuinely expect your income to drop significantly in retirement. Deferring taxes from a 37% bracket today to pay them at 22 or 24% later is a clear mathematical advantage. The deduction now is worth more than the tax savings later. Second, if you're above the Roth income limits and the backdoor Roth conversion feels too complex right now, a non-deductible traditional IRA still gives you tax-deferred growth, which beats a fully taxable investment account. Third, if the deduction matters for your cash flow. Some people in mid-career use the traditional IRA deduction to reduce their quarterly estimated tax payments or to stay in a lower bracket for other reasons. That's a legitimate use case. If your income puts you above the Roth contribution limits, you still have a path to tax-free retirement growth through the backdoor Roth conversion. This is not a loophole or a gray area, it's a fully legal, widely used strategy that many financial planners recommend to high earners. Here's how it works in 2 steps. Step 1, make a non-deductible contribution to a traditional IRA. There's no income limit for this. Step 2, convert that traditional IRA to a Roth IRA. Since you already paid income tax on the contribution and the account hasn't grown much, the conversion triggers minimal or no additional tax. The paperwork involves IRS Form 8606. The process gets more complicated if you have existing pre-tax IRA balances. There's something called the pro rata rule that can trigger a larger tax bill, so it's worth reviewing with a tax advisor or detailed guide the first time you do it. But for anyone above the income thresholds, the backdoor Roth is a widely used, fully legal strategy to access tax-free retirement growth. Here's the practical framework. Under 35, income under the Roth limits, in the 22% bracket or lower, choose Roth. The math almost always favors it, and decades of tax-free compounding are hard to overcome with a small upfront deduction. In the 32% bracket or higher, at peak career income, expecting a meaningfully lower bracket in retirement, traditional has a real edge. Take the deduction now and pay taxes later at the cheaper rate. In the middle, mid-30s, 24% bracket, income trending up, consider splitting your retirement contributions. Many people max a Roth IRA while also contributing to a traditional 401k at work, or vice versa. Diversifying the tax treatment of your retirement accounts gives you flexibility in retirement to draw from whichever source makes sense each year based on your tax situation. One final point, this isn't a permanent decision. You can choose differently in different years based on income changes, life events, or tax law shifts. In a low-income year, a career transition, parental leave, going back to school, early retirement, it can make sense to convert pre-tax traditional IRA money to Roth while you're temporarily in a lower bracket, intentionally filling up that bracket with taxable income at a discount. Roth conversions are a core tax planning tool in retirement, and the flexibility to use them is one reason some advisors suggest keeping both account types as you build toward retirement. Let's close with the summary. Traditional IRA, possible tax deduction today, tax-deferred growth, taxed on every dollar you withdraw in retirement, required minimum distribution starting at 73. Roth IRA, no deduction today, but completely tax-free growth and withdrawals, no mandatory distributions. If you're young and your tax rate will rise, Roth wins. If you're at peak income and expect a lower rate in retirement, traditional has the mathematical edge. When in doubt, lean Roth. If you're under 40, decades of tax-free compounding are a powerful advantage. The next video shows exactly how powerful that compounding is, specifically how $200 a month turns into over $1 million, and why the account type you use matters almost as much as starting early. I'll link it at the end. Subscribe for more personal finance content built for people starting from scratch, no jargon, just math and clear decisions. I'll see you in the next one.